Dead. Or not dead, as Hermeto puts it. It's been a while. You're almost worried you forgot how to stop thinking in case this takes a while. You get better at thinking of nothing after a few eternities. It's a skill that wants to develop like any other. To enter a state of conscious calm is a second nature to you. However, the practice is rather deceptive, as it's impossible to truly think of nothing. Instead, you practice the essence of nothing. A symbol of a kind that traps the nothing. Nothing in a jar. That's what you call it. It goes like this. You imagine a brush dipped in gray paint, dragging dryly against a stone wall in one long stroke. The brush is brought straight down in that line that never ends. The paint seems to seep endlessly from its bristles, but eventually, the short of paint becomes thinner and thinner. The trick, you found, is to make the illusion last as long as possible. The line of paint stretches on, the strokes shakier and flaking with each passing moment. Less and less and less and less. Less and less and less. Less and less and less and less. Less and an itch. No, that's not what you're supposed to feel. As a matter of fact, you're not supposed to feel anything. Not an itch, it's certainly not pain. I feel pain. Pain? Why pain? That's right. You're in pain. You haven't stopped being in pain. How did you not even notice? You consider a state of panic. You rush a sense for your heart, your lungs. You only find darkness and the lurching of something. You're not dead. Not as dead as you should be. Something hangs out of you. Feelings return one by one. Your mind cannot consider the wound, nor can it consider why you feel the cold of air and the touch of light where there should be only dark and warmth. You do not let it. The mind informs you, instead, that something like rough ground scrapes against the back of the calves and across the heels. You are being dragged. Slowly. Inefficiently. In regular heaves. You are thankful that the remaining eyesight is like smeared glass. You choose not to see. You smell ash in the air. Foundation? No. You're still climbing up the mantle. There is a pressure beneath the pits of the arms. You feel the tug of thin hands, taloned and rough. Hermeto. He drags you. Consarn it. His voice is rattling the ears. He is out of breath, even more than he was before. He is beyond exhaustion. You worry. Dead for 1,000,000. And you're still denser than a... Sorry, I don't even know anymore. Feathered tip edges brush against the neck. He has turned his head, perhaps. Where the hell am I going to take you? I'm still here. No cover, no clue, and no time. Just wonderful. I'm still here. Put me under. Why is that you always drop first, huh? Well, let's see how it goes if you have to pick me up for a change. Please. Dear gods, please. Ungrateful bastard. You don't have the capacity to feel indignation at the moment. He drops you. You know because a wave of pain so intense you register as revulsion shudders through you. It too. Kill that thing myself, you know. If there's another one that kills me, I'm going to crush the Death Eaters by sheer force of will, just so I can give you a piece of my mind, swear on my mother's tongue. You try to focus on the words. You'll take anything. Does he often talk to the dead? Of course he stopped talking now. What is he doing? You get your answer in the form of something sharp and steely cold suddenly slips into the abdomen. A needle? A knife? A harpoon? You have no way of knowing. I just need to... A clatter. Something fell. A hand grips the flesh. It is shaking. You hear Hermeto stifle a noise. Fucking... What the hell am I doing anymore? This is insane. Stop that. Stop that and fix me. Hermeto, slow down. Think. He's already in so much pain. He might not even come back from this one. Don't say that. You've done this 1,000 times. You can't carry him to the end. You can't use the eye. So shut up and fix me! A long moment passes. And still, no indication that the glowing man has resumed his work arrives. He's doubting. He's been doubting this whole time. He could leave me here right now. He could be gone already. How could you? You made it this far and you drop me now? Absolutely pathetic. You rotten, profated bastard. I should have killed you. I'll kill you. I'll stand up, I'll find you, and I'll kill... A shivering breath touches the face. Your thoughts stall as you regain proof he remains slumped somewhere over you. Please, fix me. I shouldn't have done any of this. His voice is gravelly, a kind of hoarseness reserved for the truly miserable. There was no pain worse, past, present, or future, than the glowing man's quiet that follows those words. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. You plead but you cannot weep. You rage but you cannot bare your teeth. You know he is there but you cannot reach out to touch him. You never see what you want until it stopped being an option. I waited too long. The words feel true even though you can't say what it is you should have done. This is a fate worse than death, you think. Fix it, or end it. Anything but this. A sudden spread of fire traces the spine. Something presses away against the chest. When he speaks next, his voice reverberates through the body, as though the words were spoken directly into the bones themselves. He's waiting for you. Pick up the thread and keep your promise. Something sings in you when you feel the touch of his tools once again. You feel yourself dissemble, piece by piece. Ramla, I'm desperate. I've been desperate for countless years. I've been deep, Ramla. I thought I was digging trenches and instead I dug a grave. You're my last shot. I thought I was ready. I'm not. I'm just desperate. Then piece by piece he sets you right. So, Ramla, if you don't wake up again, if this is finally when I ruin this, I have to live my days knowing that it was crueler for me to let that happen than it was to ever wake you up in the first place. I don't know how to stop, and it doesn't seem like you do either. A weight against the sternum, a strange coldness permeates the being. It annihilates all pain in its path. For one fleeting moment, you feel free of yourself. And if you do wake up again, promise me your girl's spine. How long do I have left of this game? I've been going at it for quite a while now. You stared into the campfire for so long it starts to leave after images. There had been no words shared between you and Armenta for hours. Now it feels as though it was all time wasted. The climb is over. You stand now on holy ground, here atop the mantle. For someone now so obsessed with it being over, everything has always felt too soon. That's why anyone would even bother wanting it over with in the first place. Save you all sorts of trouble, but you've never been very good at deciding what it is you want before it's wanted. Armenta shifts somewhere to your right, but you do not tear the eye away from the fire. You no longer have felt the need to join him in sleeping at day's end. There is something too vibrantly alive in you, as if afraid that even sleep could invite the touch of death. Or I'm just nervous. Though probably true, you're simply too used to trying to see meaning in everything. Knowing that the gods were far from perfect does not change that you live their design, a thing with attention. In a sense, the imperfection causes one to derive nearly endless meaning. Thoughts, experiences, and conclusions that distill into language. Hundreds and hundreds of years of that. The thought that each and every action within that time frame matters is absurd, but logically true. Which means that your decision matters no matter how worthless you made it to be. This is why you hate having decisions. That was the true reason for faith in the end. Now that you think about it, Armenta was wrong. Your faith was not one from fear. It was a matter of convenience. Well, for lack of better words, it saved you. You don't know how long the eye has gone without blinking. The fire never seems to dry the eyes out, a fact that you consider with little more than idle curiosity. You're sure the body has quite a few features a body shouldn't have now, but that's always been true. The pain has only blossomed in kind. You wince even when brushing dust off the arms. Sometimes the root of the horns atop the head throb with a strange soreness. Remember that question you were trying to figure out down the joist? If this is what death has been for hundreds of years, how can it be wrong? Right. So if you exist, how can you be wrong? You can't unexist. You can die. You can choose to end it, but you already exist. Existence itself has already allowed it. It doesn't mean I like existing. It doesn't mean existence was ready to make it bearable. It doesn't mean that destroying that pillar isn't the right thing to do. For me, or for the world? Yes. And so, ending it would be your choice, one you can justify with evidence and with reason. So why does it still feel wrong? Because it's the basic moral desire. Because it is the basic mortal desire to allow all things to exist. You worry about lost opportunities. You worry about devaluing that which was truly good in your life. You deny yourself 1,000 pleasures for the sacred principle. Nobility and death has always been your romance of choice. These are qualities you are able to rationalize away. You know because you have done it before. Death isn't an unkind thing to want. You believe that. What would I be like if I never felt pain the way I do? You quickly find that trying to imagine that is impossible. None of your experiences would be the same, down to the very day you were born. Okay, but if I suddenly had no pain right now, would I still want to die? Yes. Why? Because you believe that your time has been up. You've had your life, and it was a full one. There was no joy waiting for you at the end of it, no reward. You wanted to enter the pain, not just for yourself, but for the world. Regardless of Hermeto's intentions, you believe this will make the world a better one. Even if it means a world without you in it. Maybe the stuff that makes up your thoughts will come undone and get made into something that can live a better life. You mentioned that surviving only prolongs your agony at the expense of this possible new soul. You don't really know where you got that idea from. You think it lingered somewhere from childhood, collecting dust in the back of your mind. So the truth, in essence, is that I feel I am the right one to make a sacrifice. There is no one more suitable for this decision than me. The words feel right. If it was Zaid, I'd never forgive Hermeto. Hermeto, he still sleeps. How odd that he always chooses to swallow himself so tightly with his blankets. Doesn't it hurt? Stop thinking about that. Wait, here's a memory. It's another thing from when you were a child. Your mother yelled at you, though you can't recall why. There was something to the exasperation in her voice that gave you pause, and as you sat in your room, you wondered if everyone felt the exact same pain you did, and only you found it unbearable. Why bring these things back up? Because you've never challenged them before. It's not going to matter. That's why it's coming up now, before it loses the chance to matter. I'm not desperate. Not like Hermeto. No, but even still, you want to be sure of your decision. You're not used to this openness. Like when Hermeto left you back in Foundation after you saved him from the thrown spear. You're without any guidance that isn't your guilt. You're exposed and under threat. For all your years, you're inexperienced. Hermeto said neither of us knew how to stop. Maybe Hermeto isn't that experienced either. Never mind. I don't want to think about it. But you think about him regardless. What pushed him to be a gloaming man? What causes a man to turn against the world? Because of what he knows. But knowing something is wrong and setting out to solve it at great personal risk isn't something people typically tend to do. Because you happen to have only known tyrants, victims, and cowards. That felt harsh. It was, wasn't it? Hermeto was harsh too. A mission like this would make a harsh man out of anyone. He made it sound like his family was cruel to him. That doesn't surprise you. Nobility has always acted like starved animals around each other, so he wanted out then. If so, he got what he wanted. Did he? You suppose you don't really know that for sure. Why insist I see the stars? He explained that, didn't he? He was ashamed. He was ashamed of wanting me to see them in the first place, so again, why call attention to that? He wanted you to see. That's why. But he was ashamed. Maybe he wanted you to see that he was ashamed. Is he principled or not? He makes it so confusing. Is the alternative being selfish? Yes, I think so. Principles are fine guides for a basic desire. Why is desire such an ugly word in the first place? Why is it so wrong to want something? Because it's selfish. The only thing the word selfish can define is what you want as it is compared to the wants of all others. Can you even imagine how to not be selfish? I can barely tell anyone. What comes after this for him? Once I die, what does he do? Do you even know he'll survive? You seen the joist? Everything around Zaid was touched. Nothing was spared. The people were... It didn't seem like they were affected until they were all piled up. What if that means they were banished before Zaid died? I Guess I don't know. Let's just assume he survives. What then? Then his mission is complete. Okay. Anything else? You don't know anything else about what drives him. It all completes upon your death. He ushers you there, and then it ends. Sounds lonely. Here's a question for you. Oh, wonderful. Instead of your life without pain, what about this? If you died in Ermeto before you became a confessor, what would be different? That doesn't make sense. He only sought me out because of the rot mark. That isn't the point. I guess he tried to get me into his revolution. Tell me of all the secrets of death, but not without warning me of the consequences. Would it work? I don't know. Probably. He changed my life in terrible ways. In the end, I don't think it'd be all that different from being a confessor. A different path laid out for me to take and help make sense of why I suffer so much. Sort of like how it's gone so far. He's led you all the way up to the mantle. Guess he was right. Neither of us know how to stop. And that's that? That's that. Then all that remains is to wait for the morning. You think of gray paint. I don't know how close I am to being this game. God, I didn't expect this gameplay to be long. They were cooking when they were making this for the game jam.
Well, Rambla, here we are.
The doorway ahead is cavernous. The kind of passageway that captures so much air it literally yawns. It would take you several minutes just to walk from one wall to the next, and it would take more than 100 of you stacked on top of each other to reach the ceiling. A doorway that befits gods. You cannot resist the feeling that this is an act of trespass. Is it safe?
No. No, it isn't.
What threatens us?
Whatever they saw fit to guard the edicts of death itself.
Ah.
Ramla,
the body turns to face the eye at him.
This is within our means. I will assure it is. More than that, I trust you. Can you trust me?
You find it surprising that your answer is uncomplicated. Yes, we will act as one. For the first time, you see him give a smile not accompanying a wry laugh or sardonic remark. You're glad you got to see it before the end. You decide at least some melodrama is allowed. You're welcome. We have places to be.
Well, glad to get that out of the way, but it looks like there's quite a walk ahead of us still. This hallway is nigh endless.
It runs deep. At some point, we will need a source of light.
Not to worry on that end. I'll be able to provide.
Then there's nothing you can think of left to do. You take the first step. It echoes ahead of you, as you're sure it will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. I'm entering my tomb. The thought is strange to consider, but it doesn't trouble you. There is a feeling of peace, and in its wake, a pacifying coolness spreads throughout. An understanding. An acceptance. You're several more steps in before you realize Ermeto is still standing outside the threshold, head held aloft. You try to follow his gaze, but it doesn't seem to lead anywhere in particular. What is wrong? Oh, nothing. Just thinking. He follows after you, quickening his pace to catch up. About what?
Nothing important. Have you noticed that this tunnel is confusing?
Is he changing the subject, or was that what he was thinking of? In what way?
The stone around us is a polished gray. Granite, by the looks of it.
What is strange about granite?
Holy texts describe the mantle as made entirely of lead.
That's true.
Well, there's one of my theories about what makes it got so crazy.
Huh?
Lead is quite harmful when exposed to the body and mind, Ramla.
Guess it wouldn't matter to us, even if it were made of lead.
Yes, quite.
Silence carries you both forward. Your clarity makes it easier to think of little. Long before the silence feels comfortable. Even though many things could be said, there is no pressing urge within you to say them. You appreciate the cold breeze on your back. You imagine it is the world welcoming you to where you are meant to be. Even the pains that remain seem too pale in anticipation of what comes next. You realize that you are excited to die, as if nothingness is something you can actually experience. But you know that is not what appeals to you. It's the idea that, somewhere in the future, something is better, because a man in pain endured a terrible life long enough to die the right way. These ideas fill your head as you travel further and further into the passage. In about an hour, you have gone far enough to warrant Ermeto to brandish his staff and reveal his source of light. A pale fire lights upon its end, Strange and ethereal. Somehow, this entire journey, you've never seen his magic to such a literal display till now. And somehow, you find that the power to bring back the banished not quite as compelling as a little wick of flame. You stare at it, transfixed. You make sure the body's steps keep you behind him. This way, he guides you through the dark to the end. For good or ill, your cycle pomp. His shadow falls across your face as he walks ahead of you. You like to imagine being eclipsed by it. You like to imagine yourself a vast, terrible thing. Vast enough for the full shape of that shadow to glide alongside it. These thoughts only increase in their abstraction the further into the dark you go. The scythe and the wheat. The drum and the dancer. The thumb that leaves the page dog-eared. The candle that burns the whole house to ash. The teacher and the friend and the progenitor. The tyrant and the victim and the coward. The light in the dark. It leads you to the end.
We're here. Be ready.
You come to as if from a dream. How many hours did you spend doing that? You feel as though your mind is racing. Quick. Process the shape. The enormity of it. There is a change of head. Be present for it. The sight takes hold of you. The edicts defy your description. To read one word is to read it all. Every stroke and curve, every passing year, every wasteful moment, you witness a language without interpretation, only definition. Every word inflexible, every sound exact, and yet, it cannot put it into words. You realize that to try to would be profanity itself. These are words only the eye can receive. The hand clutches the bloody bat hanging from the neck. You know it to be inert, but some part of you can feel the eye within writhing with a righteous fervor. It hates this place. It sees only a beautiful ruin to be. A seedbed. A garden. In moments, an eternity is understood. The body collapses, forcefully wrestling back its control of itself. You stay on your knees, eyes half lidded, letting your head hang. It takes some time for you to make sense of the space around you, and when you do, Hermeto is not by your side. Where has he gone? Hermeto? Silence. Ped returns, though you don't know why. You turn your head about the room, and find him standing a ways off, stands weak. You cannot see his face. Hermeto! Speak to me. Where is the guardian? Are we in danger? Hermeto!
I'm sorry, Ramla.
Why?
It appears there was never going to be a guardian to stop us.
What do you mean? You look about the room. It appears empty, besides the pillar and yourselves.
I mean it is dead. Truly dead, and has been for some time. It is written as a clause in the edicts. It performed its own execution, a suicide.
This is good. We can finish without resistance. Hermeto? Speak to me, please.
Yes. Yes, Ramla. That is what it means. There is nothing to stop us.
So why do you sound so rueful?
Oh, Ramla. I'm sorry. I really thought it fell far before now.
Stop apologizing. Let's finish this.
I can't.
Stop. Stop that. I'm waiting for you, Hermeto. Keep your promise.
You heard that? Ha. Started, of course you did. You're a real piece of work, Ramla.
I don't understand.
I can't keep that promise.
No.
Yes, Ramla. I can't do it. I can't.
Why not? Your voice comes out a hoarse and desperate thing. You hate it. You hate it so much. The piece you had worked so hard to carry with you to the end has been shattered into a thousand pieces.
There is no guardian to stop us. Think, Ramla, what now?
It's simple, isn't it? Just kill me. We use the rot mark, everything like you said.
Kill you? I can't. I can't kill you, Ramla. That's one thing I could never do.
His voice wavers and breaks. You stare at the back of his head as his grip on his staff tightens so much it quakes. Everything stills. Every muscle loosens. Every part of your body settles under a volatile gravity. A calm before the storm, you know? Anger is the feeling you know best.
I just can't.
And why not? You woke me up. You dragged me here. You promised. You tugged me around like a fucking pet. You tell me you'll use me, that you're cruel, that you pay the price of your mission with my life. What happened to that man? What happened to the man who offered me the truth? You believe in this. Why the hell would we be here if you didn't believe in this? Was that all a lie? I deserve this. Give me what I owed. No. No, Ramla. You don't deserve this. Your heart plummets 1,000 leads. Everything is hot. Everything itches. Every jolt locked in place. Every breath stumbles out your throat. How? How can you say that? Now. Here. You want the truth? I'm a coward, Ramla. Plain and simple. What, you think I enjoyed whipping your chains? That I'm the kind of man who can get his way at any cost, no matter how grave. The conviction, even now, is anathema to me. I can't even look you in the eye, let alone kill you. Not here, not now, not this way. The rage is so much you cannot move. You cannot speak. Your fingers locked over your face. You want to get up and leap upon him and lodge your nails into his face until an eye is paid for an eye. You show him the body he thinks he should live. The terrible black-hearted curse he wants so badly. He could have it all. But you cannot move. Never is it easy when this body is yours. And he doesn't even fucking look at you. I told you before, didn't I? The first glowing men were healers. They were scholars and physicians looking for answers. For the sick, the dying, the departed, and the suffering. They were driven by Candace to discover the power of death. A power of great cruelty. None of them knew. None of us knew. So no, Ramla. I cannot keep my promise. I'm a craven. I look at you and wonder where it all went wrong. Everything is so wrong. This will not fix it. I don't care how cruel it is. I can't let you die. You heave. Your eyes stare with wild indifference. These words should whip you into a frenzy. These words should empower you, renew you. But instead they annihilate you. You cry. Look at me. I want you to look at me. His face is that of a broken man. He means every word he says. You granted me the convenience of direction, not my desire to die. I used you. That it's wrong is irrelevant. It's right for me. No, Ramla. Shut up! Finally, the spirit of your fury echoes in the strain from your voice, and yet you shy away from it. It frightens you as much as it does him. You don't get to tell me that. Okay. No, that's not what he's supposed to say! Your teeth grind against each other so hard it hurts your jaw. You want to fight. If he's going to be so pathetic, if he's going to betray you, you at least want to fight. But Hermeto is a man defeated long before you ever knew him. A fated enemy who fails to show. He cares about you. Cared about you from the start. You can imagine nothing worse. Ramla. So you just thought the Guardian would kill me for you? Yes, that's the essence of it. You're an idiot. I'm aware. You clutch yourself, fingers now gripping the shoulders, massaging the flesh into a regular rhythm of stings. Hermeto. I can only truly die if you ride into the idiots on the pillar? Yes. Does it have to be you? I'll know if you're lying. It does not necessarily have to be me, no. Then how? You have to forgive me by stop there. Forgiveness is not yours to ask. Ever. Very well. Don't forgive me then. But I mean it, Ramla. I will not do this. If you write the edict, I'll handle the killing myself. No. Why not? Because it's a profound waste. Of what, gloaming man? A rot mark? A life. You figured he would say something like this now, but it still baffles the mind. What life? You no longer can see what he's thinking. Worse, you're asking if you ever did. All that remains is what lies in your own flesh, and your flesh says that this is not how it ends. Not with his command. Not with his authority. Your mind settles as the task becomes clear. The decision is yours and yours alone. You just need to show him. No, more than that. There's something you need to take from him. Greater even than your need to die is your need for him to understand. Oh my god, what do I do? I am not a decision you can make. Who I am, what drives me, what I value, what I want. It doesn't matter how flawed you think the answers are. They're mine. You say that now, but you wanted me to save you from that, didn't you? Well, you can't. Not if this is what you do with it.
So then that's it. You still wanted something in the end. What do you want, Ramla? Tell me.
You think you deserve to know?
No, but I'm asking anyway. Something I wish you would learn to do.
Fuck you.
Fine, I'll start. I want you to have a better life. I want you to be selfish just as I am being selfish.
This is me being selfish. I want something you won't give me.
Is it selfishness? Or are you sacrificing yourself?
It's selfish because I wanted to hurt you. Dying with purpose is a gift in and of itself.
But the fact that you want to die with a purpose says that you value your life. Don't you see?
It also means that a purposeful death is something I value enough to trade for it.
But then, why does it need to happen now? Why not wait to see if something can change some other way?
What is the other way? Why hasn't it been chosen already?
I could change. I don't have to make the same mistakes as before.
Too little, too late, Meto. I can't keep waiting for a better life.
Yes, you can.
Everyone asks that without knowing what it costs me.
Well, you know me now. I spent centuries studying the body, Ramla. Dying now would keep me from learning something. Even if your pain can't be fixed, we might learn something that can help someone else.
Centuries? No, don't get distracted. You cannot save me.
How can you know that?
Because if you could, I'd be truly dead right now. He doesn't answer that directly, his voice wavering.
I won't give up.
Like you didn't give up just now.
You don't understand.
No, I don't.
Why die for a purpose when you can live for one too?
Why do you think you're able to give me that purpose? I can't trust you, Meto.
Fine.
Death is all I've known to truly help me. You can't change the past.
But death as it is now is torturous.
For me, life is too.
He huffs. If you could choose to wake up from your banishment, would you?
I wasn't given a choice.
But if you were...
Even if I would, how could I know what it was that I was really choosing? You'd be coercing me either way. The gloaming man shuts his eyes, letting out a bitter sigh. You have a responsibility. Everything you built from the moment we began walking started from what you took from me and what I had to do to get it back. Leaving it here would be to rob you of what was promised.
I'm aware.
So you don't care what I think?
I do. But to expect anything from that would be a mindless vanity.
How virtuous.
I'm not trying to be good, Ramla. I just want something right to happen for once.
You're split right down the middle, Meto. What's kind for one side is cruel for other. I can't have both of them. I refuse to.
I have other responsibilities too. I made oaths. As a healer, as a steward, I can't betray them.
What worth is that to me? I have yet to see you follow through on the single one of your oaths, gloaming man. All you have to give are words.
I don't want to kill you. It would break me.
I hope it does now. Do you see where this is going yet, gloaming man? You wanted me to hurt. You even brought me to Zaid. You knew what it would do. He has nothing to say.
I hate you. Like I've never hated anyone in my life. I often think the same of you.
Pfft, you must if you do this to me. Why?
Why do I hate you?
Tell me.
Because you don't see what's right in front of you.
Itchy aprons.
What?
Nothing.
I also hate that you hide.
Is that so strange? I hate you after all.
Oh, please. You'd keep a secret even if there's no one left to tell it to.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm saying you must hate the world too if you hide from that as well.
Maybe I do.
Then get angry.
You laugh. What an absurd thing to hear. You don't know me. I'm always angry.
Then what I hate the most is that you don't make it the world's problem.
What good would that do for me?
How can you know?
What good has it done for you?
I have to believe that it's done good.
Why?
Because I have to. Simple as that.
That's what I hate about you. Why have ideals at all if they aren't worth following?
That's the thing about ideals, Romula.
Eventually they come at the cost of something you cannot afford. I'm not yours to spend.
He
looks weak again. I'll beg, Ramla. I'm not too proud for that. I'll bet if that's what it takes for you to live. Please. Please, I just need you to live, Ramla. Oh fuck, I didn't notice he's on his knees. Anything and everything can happen, but only if you're alive. Enough. You cross the gap. Your steps measured so that you stop just in front of him. Your eyes glowering down your nose. This is the truth, Ermeto. Look at me. His eyes are wet with tears. His helpless stance matching his age. You tower above him. You feel cold. There is only one thing I want. You hold out your hand. I want the right to choose. You'll die. You'll leave. He's utterly broken through. You wish you knew why he was so sorrowful. You wish you knew why he was so wrong about everything. You wish you knew why you were so sure he was different. If I choose that, yes. If you wait for me to take it, stop. I want to see you give it to me. I want to see you choose what kind of man you are. What will you? You don't get to know. He lets out a breath. Once so long and haggard it's as though it was held for 100 years. And he slumps, somehow receding even further into himself, as if unable to bear his own weight. Goodbye then. I'm so sorry. Then, his strange wooden staff is placed in your hand. Your palm fits oddly around the knobs of its handle. The eye hanging around your neck burns, but your stare stays in his face. You watch the pain surface, see it contort in his expression. You watch him begin to walk down a long, lonely road. You watch him grieve you. All the tools are now in your hand. You cannot escape the thought that this is a moment you will never escape. At this moment, you are more powerful than you've ever been. More powerful than anyone who's ever hurt you. More powerful than anyone who's ever ruled you. There's never been this kind of Ramla. The kind with choice. The kind who saw it out and didn't want the choice. No. Oh? Choice is terrible. I'll stand by that forever. But I need this. So then what did you want? I wanted to see him give it up. You wanted to change him. I want him to remember me. I want him to remember the me that's left when he leaves the room. You've accomplished that, to be sure. So what now? At the end of the day, you still need to choose. The awareness drives the senses wild. You see choice in everything. Every breath, every second, every thought. Living is not a choice one makes once, but every day, 100 times over. Sounds exhausting. But you've never known how to live knowing the choice was yours. You've never known what it was to live outside the palm of someone's hand. It sounds exhilarating. I can't forget the part of me that was ready. And you can't forget the part of you that craves the shelter. I wanted to belong. What if you could belong anywhere? All I could think, no matter what angle I try, is that I'm tired. I'm just tired. But the work remains. The work remains. I had to make a choice? Fuck. You lower yourself to your knees, leveling a gaze against him. He breathes, his gaze firmly on the floor. He can't bear the pressure. Oh my god! You wrap your arms around him. He shudders, then crumbles. The warmth and pain is still warmth. Eventually it ends, and you separate. Thank you. For what? You did what I wanted. That's something. Are you trying to hurt me? It's working. You're welcome, Ramla. You're always welcome. Goodbye, Ermeto. He weeps. Let them say whatever they like, but never that you weren't selfish. He accepts the hug without comment. You're sure that took some restraint. What now? What now? He's been wanting to die this whole time. Is it selfish of me to not want that to happen? He's been in pain for so long. Oh. You stand. You face the pillar. Your steps carry you away from Ermeto. Your eye filling with the light of immaculate script. All is silent. Once again, your eyes stand leads of tested moments. It becomes easier each time you approach it. You see the first design. You see the failures, the revisions. You see stipulations, even the one for Zaid. You see the Guardian's entry. You feel their sorrow. You understand how to do it now. You can write your own footnote into the Edicts of Death. Whoa, what? I can kill the god? What happens if I do that? You know not what remains of her to kill, but it doesn't matter. The staff burns. The words etched into being. Are we killing everyone? Mama's death into the... It's why her? You hold the staff aloft. You pause. I truly do hate him. There is something fundamental that he ruined in me. More than that, I can't trust him to change. And yet, this is a brutal way to change the world. I'll be alone. I have a choice. This ends everything. Me, and everyone else waiting for a true death. I won't ever have the choice to live again. Wait, if I do this, you hold the staff aloft. Okay. You are the words that were free. May you never guide a child again. Mama's death. Okay. Let's roll Mama. I'm not ready though. I'm giving it back. I'm giving it back. This is an end of a sort. It might be like giving up, or maybe it could be something more than that. Foolish faith, foolish hope, or maybe I want to see if anger is something I can leave behind. Or maybe I'm just tired. What? What are you? Just take it. Ramla, what does this mean? I've seen what I wanted to see. What? I mean, that was it. He stares slack-jawed at the ground, Aaron's tears still dripping from a face trapped in confusion. All that, just to give it back? What the fuck? You raise your head to an unseen sky. Now you see how it feels. Oh. Consort it, you rotters are petty. Ramla. As if I could ever forget. He wipes his tears, but he still dares not look you in the eye. His finger winds through his robes. Before I get my hopes up again, I'm going to ask you once. What now, Ramla? I don't know. Take me somewhere. Are you sure? Do you want me to second guess that? No, it's perfectly fine. But we both know it isn't. No, it isn't. But I don't want to think about it. I just want to go somewhere. And I want you to be the one to lead me there. I'm taking my time, Ermeto. Taking it while I still have it. Okay, I'm happy. I didn't do it for you. Even still. Just start walking, gloaming man. Alright. The ivory peaks are beautiful in the winter. Just go already. God damn! That was fucking bulky. Holy shit. Thank you for playing. This is legitimately an amazing story. I think I'm gonna check to see what happens if I die on my own time and not for a video. I don't know. I'm collecting at over 2 hours on this gameplay. I thought this was gonna be a little bit shorter, but I guess I was wrong. I'm probably gonna split this into 2 parts. That's gonna be a pain. Yeah, this is the best one. This is the best one so far out of the jam. This is the best fucking one. My god. Props to the team. Props to the people who made this. Go support them, please. This is legitimately amazing. Oh my god. Like, I felt literally, it really does something to you. Like, I felt selfish choosing him to live. Because he's always talked about how much he wants to die. He was always in pain and everything. But, yeah, I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna be thinking about this game for quite a while now. Well, that is it for Ediction. Thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, give it a like and subscribe if you're really interested. I have a lot of other furry visual novels I have played in my catalog. I have Where the Demon Lurks, Chenya, Promises to Keep, etc, etc. I will leave a link to the visual novel in the description below along with the creator's handle so you can go ahead and support them. I'll also leave a link to my visual novel that I worked on with my good friend Zid the Red Panda called When You Are Mine that we also made for the Game Jam. I'll leave a link to that into the description below. Please go ahead and support it. It really means so much to us. I'll also leave a link to my Twitter and Bluesky in the description below if you want to follow me over there. And as such, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!